be reading The True Story of the Three Little Pigs, told by the Woof. So let's see how it starts and ends. The True Story of the Three Little Pigs by A. Woof. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I am the Woof, Alexander T. Woof. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. There he is. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies, sheep, and pigs. That's just the way we are. If a cheeseburger were cute, folks would probably think you were big bad too. Big burger. Look at that big burger. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. Sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back in once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. Oh no. He ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, "Little pig, are you in?" No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar from my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch and I felt the sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I sniffed and I sneezed a great sneeze. Uh-oh. Ooh. And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home all this time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner laying there in the straw. So I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just laying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house out of sticks. I rang the bell. on the steakhouse. No one answered. I called. Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back. Go away, Woof. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs of my chinny chin chin. Oh, no. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I sniffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. Then the dust cleared. There was the second pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Now you know, food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the one thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was just awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And you know what the rude little porker answered? Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole stack full of sugar. And he couldn't give me even one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. And I huffed, and I sniffed, and I sneezed once again. Choo! Then the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down the pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing, making a real scene. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all of that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story. Now it's time to make our big bad wolf. Oh, our wolf. So now we're going to begin with tracing our wolf parts. So we have the ear. So if you printed the PDF on the website, you will find the printout, and it has the ear, the mouth, the eyes, the nose, and the tongue. So what we're going to do is we're going to trace them to the perspective. So the tongue is gonna be pink. So if you trace it, of course the ears and the mouth are gonna be brown. And here I already traced it, so I'm just gonna cut it out. And the eyes will be black, and so will the nose. Okay, and then we're gonna cut out strips, square pieces of brown paper to pretend that's the fur for the wolf. Okay, so we're gonna cut the paper into squares. So if you measure your pinky, we're gonna measure a pinky going across and down. Okay, we're gonna make the square, and then that's what we're gonna use for the wolf's fur. Okay, and you can use a paper bag. We're gonna do the paper bag one first. So I already traced the ears. As you can see, I did 2 sets of ears because we're going to do the paper plate and the paper bag puppet. Okay, so that's why I have 2 sets of ears over here. So now I'm gonna start cutting them. So now we're going to do the tongue. So I have, again, 2 pieces, one on top of the other. But if you like, you can do one each. I am just going to take the 2 pieces, and since I already traced the tongue, I'm gonna take my scissors and cut them. So I'm gonna cut. And there you go. So you have the 2 pieces there. So we have our ears, our tongue, and I already and you're gonna trace your eyes. So I traced my eye, and there it is. So that's 1, and that's 2. So that's 2. And now I'm gonna take another piece of paper and trace to another set of eyes. So we're gonna take our pencil, and trace our eye. And we're gonna take the other eye and trace it as well. And then you know the rest, we're gonna cut again. So now we're going to cut the tissue paper, and this is the trick I use when I don't have a ruler. So I'm gonna trace my pinky from my pinky going across, and then my pinky going down and across again. And then I'm just gonna cut the strips the size of my pinky, okay? So you can do that at home too if you like, if you don't have a ruler, or if you don't want to go get the ruler, you can just use your pinky and measure your pinky. So now we have 1, 2, 3 pieces, and if you want, you can take those same pieces and just cut the length of those pieces, see? Just like this. There you go. So you can cut about 15 of those. Okay, so for the mouth, you're gonna take the construction paper and cut it in half. So you're gonna cut it in half. And then that half you're going to fold. So you're gonna fold it. And you're going to trace the mouth, okay? So you're gonna trace it. You're going to trace it. And you see the paper, you're going to open it up. And you see that line, do not cut that line, okay? So we're gonna fold it again. I just wanted to show you where not to cut. So we're going to cut just the outside. So we're gonna cut here. And then we're going to open it. See, and you should have something like this. So it's gonna look like this, and when you open it, it looks like that. Okay, that's so we can have the illusion that his tongue is sticking out. Just like that, okay? So now we're going to get started with our pasting. We're gluing the parts to our paper bag. So now we have our paper bag, and remember to use this side of the paper bag, not the blank side, not the blank side. So we're gonna use this. So when you open it, you can pretend to talk, okay? So we're gonna use a glue stick. We're gonna put some glue on our ear, just like this, and we're gonna do both of them, and we're gonna paste them on the back. So just like this. So we're gonna do it in the back. Okay, so we're gonna do one, and then we're gonna do the other one. And there you have it. Okay, and now we are going to take the tissue paper and cover it and lay one on top of the other, okay? So first we're gonna glue it, and let's put the glue over here, all around, in that square, rectangle. So we're gonna do one, and then we're going to do the other one. And make sure you cover everything. I'm gonna do this one, and then we're gonna add more. So we're gonna take a piece of white paper and place the eye on top of the white paper so it can have that effect of the eyes. Okay, that's one eye. Now we're just going to take another piece of paper and do a circle. You can trace the nose and use the shape of the nose for the white and just place it on top of the black circle. So that's the white. I'm gonna place it here, and now we're gonna place the white on the black on top of the white. Whoop. So I glued the tongue, and I removed the nose and put the nose right here next to the tongue. And remember, this is the one that flips open. So as you can see, I put the tongue there. The nose, I decided to move it from where it was before. And now I'm going to put some glue stick, some glue with my glue stick. Oh. And I'm going to lift up this right here. So you can see that I removed the nose, but it's okay. And now it looks more like a woof. So now we're going to make the paper plate puppet of the woof. So this time we're going to start with our brown paper, with our tissue paper, with our brown tissue paper. So it's easier if you just go around the paper plate. Remember to use the outside of the plate, because you can do two holes with the hole puncher or with the scissor and put a string across it so you can wear it as a mask if you want. So now we're going to start. This one I didn't cut, so I'm gonna do one on top of the other. First we're gonna do one layer. And now we're going to put some more. And we go on and on. So now we're going to glue our ears. So we're gonna put glue here. And we're going to paste them on the edge right there. That's one. I'm gonna take the other one. Paste it there. If it doesn't stick, you can always use the white glue. So we're gonna get the white glue. So now that we have our ears glued, which I did ended up just using the glue stick, you just have to push in really hard to get them glued together. Now we're gonna do our eyes. So I took the white piece of paper. You can use the scraps from your white printout and just make a circle. So we're gonna place the circle here. I'm gonna glue the black circle on top of the white circle. Okay, and now we're going to glue the other circle, the other white circle. And again. Circle, and now you have the two eyes, the ear, and now we're going to do the nose. Yep. Okay, so now we're going to glue the nose, and we're going to glue the nose kind of in between the two eyes, right there, just a few little centimeters apart from each other, because we have to put in the mouth. So now you're gonna get your glue stick and put some glue on the mouth part right there. Okay, we're gonna stick it right there underneath the nose. And now we're gonna lift the mouth and glue our tongue in. Just like that. Or you can even put it a little lower. So you're gonna put it lower over here. And now he looks like a real woof. So now we're going to do the holes with the hole puncher. And we're gonna get a piece of yarn, brown yarn. You can measure it around your head if you would like to wear it as a mask. Just make sure you do a little opening so you can be able to breathe. Or you can get a popsicle stick and glue it behind, if that's safer. You can get a popsicle stick, glue it behind, tape it behind. It's better if you tape it behind the paper plate and just pretend to be the wolf.